Hi alcoholics, welcome to Smokin Monkey. This is Aman here, and in today's video I'll be covering about the beginner's guide. When you go to the lounge, you rely on a lounge person. When you are with your friends, you rely on your friend for making a perfect pot. But it's quite actually easy to make a perfect pot for yourself. In today's video, I'll be covering how to make a perfect pot for yourself. Come, let's show you how to make a perfect pot for yourself. The pot we are using today is MYA Petty. The flavor that we are using today is Soex. Soex is a herbal brand and it has no nicotine. They have a wide variety of flavors with them, which you could go about and select the one that you like. The foil that we are using today is by Q. To start with, we'll be filling the base with water in such a way that the stem of the pot is submerged around 1 to 1.5 inch inside to give you a proper experience of the bubble and the proper smoke for making your perfect shisha. So as you can see, I have put in the water in such a way that around 1 to 1.5 inch of the stem is submerged in the base. Now starting with making the flavor. So this is the ceramic chillum that you usually get with the box of MYA. Starting to make the flavor. There are multiple things that you need to keep in mind while making the flavor. So the first rule of making the flavor is it should be aired. So you don't just remove the flavor and put it, but you need to remove it in a good plate. If possible, if you don't have a good plate or any surface around, you can use the tissue papers. So now you can see I have removed the flavor and I'm aerifying this flavor. So once the flavor is aerified, you put it in the pot. So when you put in the flavor, you need to make sure that the flavor is not touching the foil. That is, that it should not be filled till top. There should be a bit of distance between the foil and the flavor. When the foil comes in direct contact with the flavor, it might burn the flavor fast and you might not have a good experience. So we fill in the flavor. After you fill in the flavor, you need to make sure that there is proper hole inside this. So you need to make a hole in the center. And just clean the edges. So like you can see, I'm cleaning, and with the help of this that you get in the tong, you press the excess of flavor and just make sure that it doesn't touch the foil. So making the center hole. So if you had seen that chillum had 4 holes in center, this is so that the proper hot air passes down in the base and the water cools it down and it comes out in the form of good fog. So once this is done, you take 2 foils. The shiny part has to go down and the non-shiny part has to come up. So like you see, I have done this way. So both sides are the non-shiny parts. Make sure that the foil that you're putting is tight enough. If it is loose, you might not have a good smoke coming in. So you just put on one side, hold it, pull it from the other side and just tighten the foil. So like you can see, the foil is completely tight. This is the pin that you usually get with the foil. Now it is a very easy method. You just need to go in a spiral form. So you just go in the spiral from starting from the edge. So like you can see the spiral way it has gone in. So this is a perfect way of making the top. So this is a very important part for getting a perfect smoke and a perfect pot. So you need to be very careful with that. Now this is the ashtray. We put the ashtray on the top. We put the rubber that you get. Rubber helps to, tighten this area, and the smoke passes down. Now once this is done, I'm using Magic Coal by Afandi. So Magic Coal is something that heats up quite fast and is a very easy way of coal that is available with you. So I'm putting this on the heating. Meantime, it is heating up. Let's fix up the pipe. So we have fixed up the pipe. Now you need to make sure that the valve is closed. If the valve is open, you might not have a good shisha experience. So you close the valve very well. You can use the lighter or normal way also for heating this. It heats quite quick. As you can see, this is red. So whenever you're putting the coal, try and put the coal on the edges and not in the center. So that would help you keep the flavor for a longer time rather than just burning it at one go. At times the initial heating might take time. To simplify that, what you could do is you could just take a foil, take the shiny part in. So when you cover it with the shiny part in, it helps you to heat it better. So like you saw, I have covered it in a U kind of a shape so that the air can pass from the center and it is getting a cool, a good heat kind of a thing on the sides. Like you saw, the smoke is quite good. This will help you make the perfect shisha only if you remember the 3 points, the 3 golden rules of making a perfect shisha. First, the valve has to be closed always. Second, whenever you're making the flavor in the chillum, it should never be touching the foil and there should be a hole in the center so that the air passes properly. Third, the stem should be submerged only around 1 to 1.5 inch in the water. If you follow these 3 golden rules, you would always have a perfect shisha experience. If you like the video and you feel it is quite helpful, do like, share, subscribe and share the video with your friends. Adios.